morning, yogis, and welcome to Monday, April 13th, 9 a.m. yoga during the pandemic. Telling you guys the day every day just because I have to look it up to see. No idea, no concept of days or weeks anymore, just all blurs together. It's just been one really long months. Anyway, welcome to yoga. So, as we've all talked about this month during April, we are focusing on balance and breath, balance and breathing. And in today's classes, or in this week's classes, in my classes, we are going to be focusing on modifications and variations of plank pose. And before you all run away, don't be scared. That's why I said modifications and variations, because we're going to work with plank pose at your level, whatever that may be, and variations at your level. One of the reasons why I really like plank for balancing classes is because it builds a lot of core strength and stability, which if you're balancing in any pose or just walking around, that is really important to have. The other thing with the balance is it's a very there's a lot of options with that are more of a balancing pose. The other thing with plank is that it builds you up and builds that strength up for more advanced arm balances and other poses like that. So all of that being said, let's get started in our practice today. So on an inhale, go ahead, float your arms up overhead. Get a good stretch here, really stretch and lengthen. Look up slightly, maybe arch your back slightly. Exhale, bring your hands together, palms pressing together, lowering down to heart center, following your thumbs down, looking down. Now, as you're here, really start pressing your palms together, right? So your hands aren't open. You're pressing your fingers together on the pads of your fingers. Spread them wide. Pull your shoulders back and down. Pull your belly button up and in. Tuck your chin slightly and extend through the crown of your head. Inhale fully here, and then exhale through the belly, so you're pulling up and in. Out through the nose. So we're really working on building up some wrist mobility here and some wrist strength. It's another thing we'll work on as we go through planks, because that's, you don't want your wrists to hurt in plank or in any pose. You don't want any joints to hurt in yoga. It kind of defeats the purpose. So building up those muscles to provide strength and stability here. Spread your fingers wide, shoulders back and down. Close your eyes. Going to inhale through your nose, extend through the crown of your head, roll your shoulders back and down, soften your jaw. Hold, keep holding, and then exhale out through the mouth forcefully. So pause. Inhale slowly in through your nose. Holding, pause, and then exhaling out through your nose. Two more times together, inhaling through your nose. Pause. And begin your exhale. Holding that out breath, maybe see if you can get a little more air out. And inhaling. Pause. Exhale through the nose. Next, inhale, pressing your fingers towards the sky. Looking up, palms face away from you. Exhale, press both palms down, tuck your chin as you come down, but don't roll your shoulders. Fingertips touch the ground. Palms face the sky. Inhale up, looking up. Exhale, palms face the ground. 3 more times. Inhale, lifting your palms up towards the sky, fingertips wide, looking up. Exhale, palms towards the ground. Inhale to rise. Exhale, pressing down. Inhale to lift. This time, exhale your left hand down to the ground and over to the left. Look down at that left hand. Take an inhale and really extend through those fingertips. Keeping both hips on the ground. Exhale, sink a little bit deeper. See if you can really engage the muscles on both sides of your body, not just stretching the left side, but really pulling that, or not just stretching the right side, pulling your left side in, really extending here. Big inhale. Exhale, a little bit lower. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, pressing your palms down towards the mat. You guys can see both sides of me. Inhale, lifting up, looking up. Exhale, hinging to the right. Looking down at that right hand. Take an inhale, extend through those fingertips. Exhale, looking down, pulling both sides of the body in. Imagine you're wearing a belt. Lowering down a little bit more on each exhale. One more inhale to really stretch. Exhale, sink as deep as you can go here. Inhale to lift. Exhale, press both palms down. Inhale, lifting your fingertips towards the sky. Looking up, press your palms together. Exhale, down through heart center. Inhale, lifting up, looking up. Exhale, hinge to the left. Engage your belly, engage the side body. Inhale to lift. Exhale, float both hands down to the ground. Inhale to lift, looking up. Exhale, hinge to the right, looking down at that right hand. Inhale to lift, fingertips touch. Exhale, hands through heart center, looking down. Press your palms together. Really strong hands, really strong wrist. Pull your shoulders back and down. And go through it one more time. Inhale, lifting up, looking up. Exhale, both palms float towards the ground. Inhale to lift. Exhale, hinge to the left. Inhale, lifting through heart center. Exhale, both palms towards the ground. Inhale, lifting up, looking up. Exhale, palms together through heart center. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, hinging to the right. Inhale, lifting up, looking up. Exhaling, both hands release down to the mat. Inhale, lifting up, looking up. Exhale, bring your hands back down through heart center. Interlace your fingers. Exhale, press your palms away from you. Shoulders back and down, sitting up tall here. If your legs are crossed, go ahead and switch the direction that they're crossed. Shoulders back and down, sitting up tall. Chin tucked slightly, jaws relaxed. Inhale, lifting up, looking up. Exhale, you're going to lower down, round the spine this time. Inhale, lifting up, looking up. Exhale, rounding down through the spine. And release. Circle your wrists. Get a drink of water if you need to. So from here, go ahead and tuck your chin. So you're still sitting upright here. You're going to roll your shoulders back and down. Then start to move your chin side to side, tracing a little smiley face, or the smile of a smiley face, along your collarbone. Now notice just how your neck feels. You're doing okay. If it's tight or it doesn't feel right, don't push through it. Be kind to your neck. And then bring your head back to neutral. Going to bring one ear towards one shoulder. Release your shoulder down and away. Now, engage your belly, engage your back. So your core is going to be engaged here as you start to roll your head down, right, along your collarbone and then over to the other side. And then make sure you release that shoulder away from you. You can look up if it feels good. You don't have to. Just go with your range of motion. Go ahead, look down towards the ground. Inhale, back up, and bring your head back to a neutral spine. Go ahead and bring your ear towards your left shoulder. You're going to take your left hand over towards your right ear. Pull that shoulder back and down a little bit so you're not doing this. Have that space. Now take your right hand, just kind of stretch those muscles out along your neck. Right, this should feel pretty good. Make sure you get into the area where your neck connects to your shoulder. And release your hand, release your head, bring it back up to neutral. Look over one shoulder and then over the other. And then you're going to bring your right ear towards your right shoulder. Then your right hand comes over towards that left ear. So you're pulling your head towards the opposite side of the room. Crown of the head is extending out, not down. So you're finding length in this side without crunching up this side. So go ahead and massage the muscles there. And same thing, make sure you get into the area where your neck is connecting into your shoulders. And go ahead, release from here. Head comes back to neutral. Drop your chin. This time go ahead and bring your hands to the tops of your knees, round your spine. Inhale, pressing your chest forward, shoulders back, looking up if it's comfortable on your neck. Exhale, sit up tall, then round your spine as you tuck your chin. So starting to move with your own breath here. Inhale, lifting up, looking up, shoulders back. Exhale, round the shoulders, round the spine, tuck your chin. Inhale, pressing through that heart center, looking up. Exhale, round your spine, tuck your chin. Inhale, pressing through that heart center, looking up. And exhale, round through the spine, tuck your chin. Coming back to a neutral spine here. Going to start to circle around a little bit. So you can do half circles or full circles. If you're doing a half circle, you're just kind of going side to side like this. Full circles, just moving and breathing, right? As quickly or as slowly as you would like. See if you can get your breath a little bit more active here. Good inhales through the nose, good exhales also through your nose. And making sure that you're aware of your movements here. You know, that you're moving as far as you can go, that you're not stuck in kind of autopilot here. And then finish that rotation, come back to a neutral spine, and we are going to move in the opposite direction now. Hi, Tipsy. I've got all the pets in here with me today, so if you hear snoring, it's because my dog is laying right up there where you can't see her, curled up in a little ball and snoring. And I couldn't get music to work, so that will be our sounds of music. Puppy snoring. Said no one ever. Coming back to a neutral spine, wiggle it out, get a drink. ahead and roll your shoulders forward. And then roll them back. And then release. Bring the soles of your feet together, moving into a bound angle here. Right, so you're sitting up tall. Again, if you feel like you're really rounding through your spine, this bound angle, you can sit up on a blanket or a towel or anything that's fairly firm, and then you just kind of roll off the edge. So it kind of looks like that in a bound angle. So from your bound angle, excuse me, go ahead and take a moment to, instead of massaging our feet like we have been doing, which is awesome, and you can do that if you want to, go ahead and start massaging at your wrist. So to pick one hand, you're going to start at the wrist, you're going to get into all the little areas. You'd be surprised, sometimes you find some areas that are fairly sore. You just want to be comfortable, right? You don't want your wrists to hurt during ever, right? Especially not during planks. And then move up into the pad of your thumb. Right, nobody can go get massages right now, so gotta treat ourselves. And really getting into the areas in between your fingers. So see if you can get your fingers to spread a little bit wider, if you can get those muscles to stretch out a little bit. It's always weird to think about having knots, muscle knots, in places like your hands and your feet, but there's a lot of muscles there, and that can very easily happen. Right, and then go ahead and open and close that hand. Really get some blood flowing there. Circle your wrist around both ways, get it moving, and then just move on to the other side. So starting with the wrist, massaging that. And then moving in to, I want to say the ball of your hand. I don't even know if that's a term. It's Monday. I can't think. Not that I have an excuse for it being Monday. Like what is Monday anymore? Does it matter? Anyway, my brain, where does it go? So massaging, spreading out your fingers, spread them wide. And take that hand, open and close your fist. Get the blood pumping there. For those of you who don't know, I have Raynaud's phenomenon, which no one should call circle your wrist. No one should call anything that sucks like that a phenomenon. It makes it sound cool, and it's not. But it causes me to have really bad circulation in my hands and my feet. So I'm always doing things to increase circulation, and I'm always cueing them too. Okay, so coming from our bound angle pose, go ahead and bring your knees together, feet flat on the mat. So we're going to start here. We're going to do a bunch of things here. So start here. First of all, look and see if you can make sure that your back is aligned, that you're not doing this, right? Because again, we're working on balance, we're working on stability, we're working on breath. You're not breathing well if you're like this. So sitting up really tall, shoulders back and down. You're going to go ahead and lift up onto your toes, right? So we're working into a boat pose, just like that, guys. Right? So from your boat pose, this might be where you're at today. Maybe you want to extend your arms and keep your feet down. Maybe you want to bring your arms out to the side or even overhead. Don't bring them overhead if it bothers your neck though. You can do goddess arms. You can bring your middle finger to your thumb. And I'm not watching, so if you want to do something else with your middle finger, I don't care. I can't see. Anyway, from here, if you want to add on, you're going to roll back slightly. Engage the muscles of your belly button up and in, pull it towards your spine. Engage the muscles of your back as well, right along the spine, not collapsing in the low back. You can lifting your feet as high as you want to, straightening your legs as much as you want to. As soon as you feel like you're slumping, back out of it, right? Way more important that you've got good engagement here and that you're not hurting your low back than looking perfect in the pose, right? Again, you're in some random room of your house. No one's watching. No place for ego in yoga anyway, but who cares right now, right? So just see where you're at today. Holding, breathing. I'm just talking to distract you guys from the fact that we're still holding boat pose, right? And then go ahead, lower down slightly. See if you can hover a little bit. Right, so you're coming into an easier variation than you were just in. So whatever you were doing, make it a little easier, but still engage. Crown of your head towards the sky, shoulders back and down, breathing really deeply. You're holding your breath. Back up out of it a little bit more. See if you can take 5 more breaths here. I don't mean like pant really hard and quick. Take long, slow, deep breaths. In through your nose. Find that pause. Exhale slowly. Also find the pause. After your 5th exhale, go ahead and bring your feet down to the mat, knees still bent. And just bring your hands down behind you and windshield wipe your knees from side to side. All right, so there's no right or wrong way to do this. This should just feel really good. And then from here, plant both feet on the mat about hip distance apart. Bring your hands behind you, line them up with your shoulders. You can have your fingertips pointed towards you or away from you. And if you already feel this in your wrists, be really careful moving forward, right? So this is all about like building up this strength and flexibility in your wrists more than anything else right now. So pay attention to those, don't hurt your wrists. Go ahead and set your toes back down, engage your belly. On an inhale, you're lifting up, right? Pelvis towards the sky. Maybe you extend the crown of your head towards the wall opposite you. Does that make sense? Don't drop your head. That's the whole point here, right? Now, if you can hold this, feel free to. Otherwise, on an exhale, you're going to engage, tuck your chin, lower down. All right, we're going to do that 2 more times. So if you're just holding it, just stay there. Otherwise, inhale, lifting up, looking up. Exhale, lower down. Last time. Inhale, looking up, lifting up. Exhale, lowering down. Now from here, we're going to go ahead and roll down to your back. You're going to keep your legs right where they are. So from here, bring your arms, back of your arms to the mat, fingertips pointed towards the sky, hands spread really wide facing each other. Again, lift your toes up, spread them really wide. Set them back down. Press your low back into the mat, engage your quadriceps, and feel your tailbone lift. Tuck your chin slightly, feel the back of your neck extend. Inhale, lift your hips up. Moving into bridge pose. Exhale, lowering down. Inhale, engaging, pressing your low back into the mat, lifting up. Exhale, lowering down. One more time with this pose. Inhale, lifting up. Really lift your hips up as high as you can get them. Make sure that you are looking up towards the sky. Don't look either direction. You don't want to hurt your neck at all. Find that engagement. Find that activation. One more big lift on an inhale. And exhale, lower down as slowly as you can go. Now from here, just remember your alignment. You can release your hands to the side. You're going to take your right ankle to the outside of your left knee, right? And then go ahead, press that knee away slightly. Press your low back into the mat. Now again, as long as you're really engaged here, you don't have to have your hands up in the air. You can bring them palms down, palms up. Flex that right foot. I like to have my fingertips towards the sky though here. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, lowering down. Now go ahead and bring your left leg in towards your chest or towards your armpit. Reach between your legs. Grab your shin or your thigh and find yourself in a reclined pigeon. Go ahead and relax both feet. Relax the muscles in your face. Don't clench your jaw. Maybe take an exhale out your mouth. Sigh it out. Sigh away your stresses. Right? It's the best we can do right now. Now, flex both feet. Engage through the core. Release your hands. Bring your arms out to the side. Palms down. Glue both shoulders to the mat. Tuck your chin slightly. Take a big inhale. Exhale, you're going to twist over to the left, bringing that right foot down to the mat. You control the depth of this pose by how close your foot is to your armpit. All right, so if you want it closer, it's going to be a deeper stretch. Move it further away. Adjust where you need the stretch and how deep you're going. And if twisting this far is really uncomfortable for you, just bring something underneath your leg, like I've got this blanket here, conveniently. Now, if you want to go a little bit further, you can look over to the right. No obligation to do this, though. You guys see my head? Yeah, you can. Okay. I'm working with the camera. Hopefully by the end of this week, I will actually have this all figured out and have us streaming live on YouTube as well. Working on it. Head engage, bring your head back to neutral. Legs back to center. And uncross your legs, stretch them out. I've got singing bowls in front of me. You know, and then bend your knees, feet flat on the mat, windshield wiper your knees side to side. Like I said, you guys know I haven't been teaching for a couple years, so being back is great and fun, and I more or less kind of feel like I know what I'm doing again, but, you know, there are some days when I don't, and some days when my brain and my mouth don't play well together. So from here, go ahead and bring your feet back to the mat. You're going to take your left leg across your right, left ankle on the outside of your right knee. Going to just slightly, gently press that knee away from you. You'll feel that stretch in the left side body. Flex your foot. Right, and then when you're, we did bridge first. Go ahead and bend your elbows, fingertips towards the sky. When you're ready, inhale, lifting up. Hips towards the sky. Exhale, lower down. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. One more time. Inhale, lifting up, pelvis towards the sky. Find a good deep stretch here. Exhale, lowering down. Go ahead and engage your core. Flex both feet. Draw that right knee in towards your chest or your armpit. Reach between your legs and grab your shin or your thigh. Sorry, my dog is snoring in here. Go ahead and release your hands. Keep that core engaged. Flex both feet. Arms out to the side. Palms towards the ground. On your next exhale, that left leg comes over to the right. I guess both your legs come to the right. But your left foot touches down. How about that? If you would like to go further, looking over that left shoulder towards your left fingertips. And then when you are ready, looking back up towards the sky, engage your core, inhale, coming back to center, uncross your legs, and release. Windshield wiper your knees side to side. If you want to take a happy baby right now, go ahead and do that, or a reclined bound angle, or just whatever would feel good for a couple of breaths. I'm personally going to get a drink. So now that we're starting to feel all warmed up and loosened up, you guys are still on your backs. I'm gonna go ahead and just roll back and forth a few times. And if this feels like you don't want to do it, just don't do it. Just come up to seated, you're fine. But it's nice on your spine and it kind of makes you feel like a little kid. So roll all the way up. You're going to sweep your feet to one side and press yourself up into your tabletop. Right, wrists underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips, flat back. Inhale, belly drops towards the ground, looking up, opening across the heart. Exhale, rounding your spine, tucking your chin, moving into that cat pose. So flowing with your breath through your cat-cow. You want to make this a little bit more challenging. There's lots of variations. You can curl your toes under. You can hover if you'd like. On an exhale, you can press back towards child's pose. And inhale through, I guess that would be Sphinx arms. Or if you want to, you can press side to side. You know, make it your own. Be comfortable. The goal here is to stretch out and move, right? Couple more breaths. And then, as promised, we're starting to move into some balancing poses. So we are going to move into our balancing table. So again, this is your precursor for your plank poses, for various plank balance poses. So engage your core, shoulders back and down, tuck your chin slightly. Press the tops of both feet into your mat. Spread your fingers wide, press through your palms. Now, go ahead and take your left hand and extend it out in front of you, thumb towards the sky. Right? If this is where you're at and you want to stop here, go ahead and stop here. Otherwise, you are going to press through your right leg, through your heel, and extend that right leg out. And you're breathing, right? If you want to go further, you can lift your thumb towards the sky, lift your heel towards the sky. Right? If you really want a core workout, go ahead and on an exhale, bring elbow to knee, inhale, lifting up. So if you want to do that, go ahead and do that for 5 breaths. Otherwise, you're just holding this, right? Okay, I feel like my 3 is good enough here. That's where I'm at today. Go ahead, after your 5th breath, bring that hand down to the mat, bring your knee down to your mat. Wiggle it out. Right, you should be feeling like you're building up a little bit of heat here. If you're not, well, send me a text after class and I will make sure that we change that for you. So, moving to the other side. Actually, before we move to the other side, go ahead and take your left arm and extend it out in front of you, thumb up, open it out to the left, right, and then back behind you, lifting up and opening. Right, so just get a good stretch here. Exhale, bringing it underneath that right arm, coming down to your left shoulder, threading the needle. Right hand can come back behind you. Left leg can extend out straight, right? To go even further with this pose, you're going to bring that, no, that's your right leg out straight. You bring your right leg towards your left hand, left fingertips. There we go. Talking and doing this is hard and I can't see what you guys are doing. I miss having a class in front of me. But I'm glad you're here. And then from here, go ahead, unwind, bringing that right knee back underneath you. Right hand back to the mat. Plant that right hand really firmly. Inhale, bring that arm out straight. And exhale, bring it back down to the mat. Check your alignment, wrists underneath your shoulders. Moving on, other side. Go ahead and extend your right arm out in front of you. Thumb towards the sky, palms spread wide, fingertips spread wide. There, yeah. See, you really want that active hand, right? And then from here, moving on, extend that left leg back behind you, pressing through your heel. Engage your core, engage your back. Tuck your chin slightly. If you want to go further, you're going to lift your thumb towards the sky, heel towards the sky. Even further, exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, extend out, doing that 4 more times. Remember, I'm only doing it 3 times with you guys, right? And after your 5th one, bringing that hand down to the mat, knee down to the mat. Go ahead and take your right arm now out to the side, palm facing away from you, and then lifting up. Right, so moving it back and up, getting a little openness through the chest. Exhale, bring that hand through, underneath you, right shoulder comes down to the mat. Now, if you want to go further on this side, I feel like you guys can't hear me because I'm away from you. If you want to go further on this side, your left hand wraps around. You can extend your left leg out back behind you, or you can bring your left leg towards your right fingertips. Again, this side might feel totally different than the other side though, right? And as always, don't hurt your neck. And then bring that left leg back underneath you. Left arm towards the ground, plant your hand. Inhale, bring that right arm up. Just bring it level with you. Exhale, back down to the mat. Now from here, curl your toes under, press up, find a down dog. Pressing your heels towards the mat. You can bend one knee and bend the other knee. Check in with your head and your neck. Shake your head yes or no. Look towards your toes. And then maybe look towards your belly button. And then from your down dog, go ahead and walk your hands back to your feet, finding your forward fold. Right, so first forward fold of the day, at least for me, I don't know. Maybe you guys have been doing them all morning. But again, if it's really tight, go ahead and micro bend your knees. Or bend them as much as you want to, really. Now, if you want to, you can bring your hands to your elbows and hang your head. Or if you want to get a little bit more of an opening across the heart center and through your shoulders, you can interlace your hands behind your back and then lift. Or any other variation that you like, your practice. Just make sure that you're really breathing here. Couple more breaths. And then go ahead, release your hands. Inhale, halfway up, find a flat back. Tuck your chin, extend through the crown of your head, shoulder blades back and down. Exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees slightly, lift up your toes, spread them wide, and set them back down. Your feet are about hip distance apart, maybe a little closer. Inhale, sweep your arms all the way up, overhead, finding your mountain pose. Exhale, take a little bit of a back bend here. If it feels good, if not, don't do it. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, hinge to the right. Inhale, looking up, lifting up. Exhale, hinge to the left. Looking down towards the ground as you do that. Inhale, lifting up. Let your fingertips touch if it's in your practice. Exhale your hands down through heart center. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, back into that forward fold. Now, bend your knees deeply. You're going to walk forward, finding your plank pose. Just like that. Now we're in plank. Told you guys we were doing it in this class. Right now, if this is not where you feel good, bring your knees down. There's no worries about that. For the rest of us, if you're in full plank pose, engage the core, shoulder blades back and down. Tuck your chin slightly. And breathe, right? If you're not breathing here, back up out of it. I'm gonna take 5 breaths total here, so probably on about 3, so maybe 2 more breaths. And then on your next exhale, bring your knees down to your mat. Bring your chest down to your mat. Bring your chin down to your mat. Hands alongside you. So knees, chest, chin, bum towards the sky. Right? And then from here, you're going to press through, coming into a low cobra. Uncurl your toes. Find this pose. Can you guys see me? Oh, sorry. Find this pose, right? Now, from here, we're going to just start working on some back strength. You're going to lift your fingertips up off the ground. Pull your shoulder blades back and down. Lift through the chest a little bit higher. Keep that chin tucked. Don't be like overextending your neck. I cannot stress that enough. Now, if you want to go further and you're feeling pretty comfortable here, you can lift up your feet. Right? Point your toes. Going even further if you would like to, you can extend your hands back behind you, thumbs towards the ground. Lifting up, breathing. Exhale, lower your feet back down to your mat. Bring your hands back out, back beside you. Go ahead and press up to a tabletop. So engage your core. Lifting up, tabletop. Right, so from your tabletop, go ahead and bring your hips to one side and then the other. Just getting that stretch in. And then coming back to center, curl your toes under, find your down dog. Right, walk it out. From this down dog, look between your hands, walk, step, or jump. Find your forward fold. Just be mindful. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep your arms all the way up, coming up to standing. Exhale, find a back bend. Inhale to center, exhale to the right. Inhale back to center, exhale to the left. Inhale through center, fingertips touch. Exhale, hands through heart center, forward fold. Bend your knees, plant your hands, and step back to a plank or go down to plank on your knees. Now, remember the knees, chest, chin. If that is your practice, then go ahead with that. If you want to, you can go into your full chaturanga now. So if you're doing that, pull your shoulder blades back and down. Elbows in, hugging towards the ribs. Exhale, you're going to lower down. Inhale, pressing through cobra or up dog. Right now, either press up to your tabletop first or curl your toes under and press directly to your down dog. Now go ahead and take your right leg, press your heel back behind you, and then lift it up. Get a good stretch here. Now, bend your knee, flex that foot, open up over towards the left. So you're getting a hip opener here now. Circle your ankle, wiggle your toes. Now engage, bring that knee back towards the ground, right? Find your pelvic girdle, your hips should be square. Look between your hands, step it through, find your low lunge. Right, again, you can come down to your knee if that feels good. Actually, we should all do that. Everybody come down to your knee. You guys are like, oh, that was not where we were going. That was not part of the plan. So from here, you're really engaging through that right inner thigh here. Now go ahead and bring your hands to the top of that right leg. So this should feel pretty okay-ish, right? Now, you can uncurl the toes on your back foot, or you can keep your toes curled. Either way, you'll notice a difference. Now, to really get a little bit more of core engagement going on, inhale, float your arms up. And we're going to exhale into goddess arms. And we're going to breathe, right? Wiggle your fingers. Smile. It's Monday. You guys are like, if we could throw something through our screens, we would. Now, exhale. Bring your elbows together, palms together. And just hold. Inhale, open back up to those goddess arms. Exhale, bring your hands on either side of your foot. You're just going to press back, straightening that right leg. Right, and again, looking to see if you can get your hips level. You don't want one hip pushing up or down or out to the side, if possible. I know I'm wonky, so I'm telling you guys this, but probably not showing you accurately. And we're breathing. And then go ahead and bend that right leg again. Curl those right toes under. Find yourself back in your low lunge. Now from here, inhale, engage, come all the way up, high crescent. Right? Sink a little lower into your crescent. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, front palm towards the sky, looking up, lifting, peaceful warrior. Exhale, through your warrior two. Plant your hands on either side of your foot and step forward. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees. Inhale, sweep your arms all the way up. Exhale, a back bend. Inhale to lift. Exhale, hinge to the right. Inhale to lift. Exhale, hinge to the left. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, hands down through heart center. Into your forward fold. Plant your hands. Step back to plank or modified plank on your knees. Lower down through your chaturanga. Inhale through your up dog or your cobra. Curl your toes under, either press up through tabletop or go directly to your down dog. Now this time you're going to take your left leg, press your left heel back behind you. Now bend your left knee, open over to the right. Circle your ankle, wiggle your toes. Now engage your core, bring that left knee back towards the ground. On your next exhale, look between your hands and step through. Low lunge, opposite side. Go ahead and bring your right knee down to the mat. Right, so we're finding that engagement in our left inner thigh now. Yes. Are we? Yes. And inhale, bringing it up, hands to your thigh. Now on this side, we'll do a little bit different, something a little bit different with our hands, just to keep you guys from getting bored. Interlace your fingers back behind you. If that's not available, you can use a towel or a belt or anything to just kind of hold your hands like this, or you can just keep them at your hips. Otherwise, you're going to begin to open up, hinging back, looking up. Gauge through that inner thigh, right? And then go ahead, release it down, hands to the mat, straighten that left leg. Again, looking to square your hips. I was so cold this morning, and I am so not cold now. And then go ahead and bend that left knee, bring that left foot back down to the mat, curl your toes under, lifting up, find that low lunge on this side. Yeah, everybody there? Cool. Engage, really engage, and make sure this knee is not going past this ankle, right? Inhale, lifting up. Find your high crescent lunge. And at any point, if this is too much with your arms, you can always bring them down to your hips, right? Exhale, find your warrior two. Front palm towards the sky. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, windmill your hands down, plant them on either side of that left foot, and step forward. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep your arms all the way up, looking up. Exhale, a back bend. Inhale to lift. Exhale, hinge to the right. Inhale to lift. Exhale, hinge to the left. Inhale through center. Exhale, hands through heart center. Forward fold. Walk it out. Sorry, as I just disappear. So from your forward fold, go ahead and come to any sort of standing position that feels good and get a drink or just cool off. Let me check how we are on time. Okay, we are good on time. So that was some of the basics of starting with our plank and finding that balance with our plank. from here, going to move into starting to cool down. Oh my gosh, I'm like really sweating, you guys. I don't know if this challenged you, but obviously I'm still out of shape. So from here, you're going to bring your feet out about mat distance. I know my mat is facing the opposite way as you, but about that wide, right? Toes out, heels in. Now, inhale, bring both arms out. Exhale your hands through heart center, and as you do, you're going to bend your knees and sink down into a squat. Now, if you are tired of being in a squat already, or it's just not comfortable, you can always take a block or anything you can find and sit on it like this. Otherwise, we're just gonna hang out here for a few breaths. And as always, so as we've been talking about working on building this wrist strength today, and mobility in our wrists, pressing your palms together really strongly here, right? You should really feel that contact between both hands. Bringing your fingertips towards the sky, pressing your elbows into your thighs, opening up a little bit more, pull your shoulders back and down, tuck your chin slightly. Now, if that feels good, you can kind of rock side to side slightly. If you want to go even further, you can come up on the balls of your feet and move side to side like that. Whew. I don't even know if I can talk and do that. Right? It's a lot more challenging than it looks. You guys are like, yeah, we know, we can feel it. Just a few more breaths here. From here, go ahead and point your fingers away from you. Again, shoulders back and down. Pull your belly button in, tuck your chin slightly, extend through the crown of your head. Make sure you're still breathing, right? And if you want to, and it feels good on your wrist, go ahead and start pointing your fingers towards the ground. Right, again, if at any point it doesn't feel good, back up out of it. Couple more breaths here. And then come back to center. Going to release your hands, come to seated. Moving into your bound angle. So again, we were already in our bound angle once today. But sitting up tall in this pose, noticing how you feel now. So, you know, we're talking about what plank does as far as our breath, our balance, our stability. You know, you really work those muscles around your ribs, your chest, opening up and strengthening them. So you're really working on that strong, deep breath. You know, most people really don't breathe into their lower lobes of their lungs. They're just breathing right here. So by doing the breath work and breathing, just breathing in plank, breathing as we move through our flows, you're really getting in deeply, moving in, opening up the ribs, opening up the side body, engaging your muscles. You know, if you're, I think I explained this last week, but if you've got anything going on with your lungs and you want to get the stuff out from especially the lowest part of your lungs, your lower lobes, like imagine that you're taking one of those squishy exercise balls, except it's your muscles around your lungs doing that to your lower lungs. Now, if you have not used your hands in weeks or months or years, you don't have the strength to really squish that ball tightly. So you can't do that with your lungs if you don't build up the strength. It's just not there. So the more we can do that, the more we can strengthen the muscles around our lungs and create that feeling of expansion and contraction, the happier our lungs are, the healthier we are, the better we are in our day-to-day lives, and the better we are if we do get sick, whether it is with our current plague or just a cold or the flu or pneumonia or bronchitis or like all those crappy things, or even allergies, right? Because everyone's got allergies right now too. So from your bound angle, go ahead and pull your shoulder blades back and down. Bring your thumbs to the inside of your feet and your hands to the outside. If that's not comfortable, you can bring your hands to the sides of your feet or to your ankles. But hinging forward, actually I like to bring my fingertips underneath too. That's what we're doing here. That's what I'm doing here. Shoulder blades back and down, flat back. So you're hinging at the hip creases, just hinging forward. So you're extending the crown of your head forward. You're not trying to get your head to your feet. You're trying to get some stretch and strength. Now, engage your core, engage your back. Now press your knees down with your muscles, not with your elbows, right? See how much you can move yourself, right? Notice if you've got any blocks. You may have just been, not realize how deeply you could go in this pose, right? Inhale, lifting up. Going to extend your left leg out in front of you. Bring your right knee across your left leg. All right, so press through this left heel. Take your left hand, extend it out in front of you, thumb towards the sky, and then hug it in around your right leg. So right foot might lift off the ground. Again, press through that left heel, see if you can get even more length. Inhale, extend this right hand out in front of you. Exhale, squeeze it in really tightly. Inhale, opening up and back as far as you can go, looking towards your thumb. Exhale, bring your hand down to your mat. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, squeeze a little tighter. One more big inhale here, and lift your hand up. Exhale, bring it around, wrap both hands in. Both elbows around. Yeah, do what I'm doing, right? So just hug that in and maybe lean back slightly. And then exhale, release, extend your right leg out straight. Bend your knees, wiggle. And then from here, go ahead and take your left leg across your right. Flex through that right heel, sit up really tall. Extend your right arm out in front of you, thumb towards the sky. Exhale, hug that knee in. Feel that right foot lift off the ground. Press through that, or that left foot lift off the ground. Press through that right heel. Extend your left arm out in front of you, thumb towards the sky, fingers wide. On your next inhale, opening up and back, following your thumb with your eyes. On your exhale, bring it down to the mat. Inhale, sit up a little taller. Press through that right heel. Exhale, hug it in tighter, twist a little deeper. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, squeeze it in. Inhale, lift that left arm up. Exhale, bring it around. Both arms hug that leg in. Maybe lean back slightly. Inhale, sitting up taller. Exhale, release it out. From here, go ahead and bend both knees and roll down to your mat. All right, so you're bringing your knees into your chest or towards your armpits, whatever feels good. And then once you're there, you're just gonna rock side to side. And then coming back to neutral, going to draw your knees toward your armpits now. Should feel a pretty good stretch here. Maybe tuck your chin, extend the back of your neck a little bit further. Now reach between your legs and grab your big toes or the outsides of your feet. Right, moving into Happy Baby. Now if Happy Baby is not a pose that you would like to do, go ahead and just bring the soles of your feet together and do a reclined bound angle. Your choice. Right? Make it feel good though. A few more breaths here, really pulling those knees down towards the ground. And then in your own time, releasing out of this and doing any last pose that feels good before you set yourself up for your Savasana. So whether that is some twists, or if you feel like you want to do a plow pose, only do that if you know how and you're comfortable with it though. Or if you want to set up for legs up the wall for a few minutes, or if you feel like you need one more bridge pose or one more reclining pigeon, taking that, take your time. And then when you're ready, you will set yourself up for your Savasana. But in your Savasana, if there's anything going on with your low back, just bring your feet out, maybe almost as wide as your mat, toes in, heels out, knees together so you're kind of knock-kneed. Right, so that just releases the tension on your low back. feel like most of my practice, I have done Savasana like this instead of actually having my legs outstretched. It's just a lot more comfortable for me. And as I've gotten older and more broken, so to speak, I really appreciate the poses that work for me, to where, especially on poses where I really want to be able to relax, because that's what Savasana is all about. Your final resting pose, your final resting place. You know, it's the, go through the full cycle in yoga. So as we end, Savasana actually translates, you'll hear everyone says all the rest of the poses in English besides Savasana. But Savasana translates into corpse pose, and it's just your final resting place. But remember, that goes full circle, because from our corpse pose, our Savasana, we move into our fetal pose and then sit up and begin the day. So full circle, not gruesome. Anyway, setting yourself up for Savasana in any way that is comfortable for you. And once you're in your Savasana, come back in to your breath. So balance and breath. What did you learn about balance today? That balance is stability, but not rigid. The balance requires strength, but also flexibility. Maybe that balance can be the calm amid chaos. You know, we have very little control over the external world normally, but during this time period, we have even less. And it's scary, it's unnerving, it's, you know, the routines have been thrown off, and yet it can be weirdly boring. You know, there's everything is different and odd and awkward at times. So finding a way to be okay during that, you know, is can be challenging. But so can holding plank pose, you know. Challenge isn't always something to run away from. And at this point in life, we have no choice. So can we handle the challenge with balance? Can we breathe through the challenge? Can we find ways to modify and adapt to be comfortable in the challenge? Absolutely. All of those are well within your reach, well within all of our reaches. You know, so it's important to remember that you do have control over finding that balance in yourself, over having your own sense of strength and stability in a challenge, but being able to find flexibility and movement while all of that is going on. growing heavy on your exhale. Starting to wake up the body. Maybe creating a more active breath here. Adding movement in, wiggling your toes, your fingers, pointing and flexing your feet. Circle your wrists, your ankles. You move your head from side to side. Maybe stretch your arms out overhead if that feels good. Or maybe just bend your knees and rock them side to side. Whatever feels good for you. And then in your own time, gently roll to one side in the fetal pose. As promised, we came full circle from our Savasana, our corpse pose, into our fetal pose. Right? Death and rebirth. Every moment, every day. Give yourself a really nice big hug. Pretend it's coming from me because I'm so sad I can't hug people right now. So I'm sending you guys all a big hug from me, so squeeze in really tight, lots of love. And then when you're ready, push yourself up into a comfortable seated pose and draw your hands to heart center. Bow your head slightly. Take a good inhale here, roll your shoulders back and down. Exhale completely. I'm just going to chant one Om for you guys. You can join in if you want to. Obviously, I can't hear you if you do or you don't, but it might be kind of awesome. So if you're going to chant, feel free to just send out lots of love to the universe. Inhale. Bow your head. Honor your heart. Honor the teacher within. Honor the love and kindness and compassion that you have been shown, and the love and kindness and compassion that you have to give the world. And then draw your thumbs up to your third eye point directly above and between your eyebrows. Honoring our guides, honoring our intuition, knowing that it's always there for us if we can calm our minds and quiet our minds enough to hear. Bring your hands back down to heart center. Truly an honor to be back teaching, to be with you guys, to share in your day and your lives, even though it is via the internet. I'm so incredibly grateful. I love hearing from each of you that it makes your day better. So please keep yogaing, keep coming to classes. If you've got any requests, comments, even criticisms, whatever you want, send them to me. I am happy to try and accommodate. The light in me honors the light in each one of you. Namaste. And again, just for the record, today is Monday, April 13th.